Otsukai-sama desu. Yes, everyone, welcome to another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. And I must forewarn you today, there is going to be some serious Akiya red pill coming out in this video today. So if it's your dream to buy a $2,000 house in the middle of nowhere, Japan, or $10,000 house in the middle of nowhere, Japan, okay, maybe you don't want to watch this video. Yeah, I'm going to drop some serious red pill in this video today. And today, where are we going to move next? Let's see. What did I open up here for the next tabs here? Yeah, okay. Where we're going today is, once again, we have a better YouTuber than me in Kanazawa, which is in Ishikawa-ken, of course, which is one of the places that's sort of, like I always talk about on this channel, there's about 20 places or 30, 40 places in Japan that are really popular right now that everyone sort of goes to, the tourists, and this is one of them. There you see it right there. And yeah, what's the name of this channel? Oh yeah, this is Tokyo Cheapo, so she's here with Tokyo Cheapo. And you know, so you know, I do like this. I do like this. I love like traditional Japan, and I've been like many times. And they're coming to you from Kanazawa, Japan, making a video today when they should be studying Tokyo real estate. And this is the point of this channel. If you want to get ahead in Japan, you got to, like, this cultural stuff is really fun. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it. You don't think I want to sit down and eat it? But yeah, people should be more watching the real estate channel here of the Tokyo Real Estate Man for a little red pill, so you can stay in Japan for longer than 6 months or a year or 2 years, so you can stay a decade or two. And then after a decade or two, you can leave out of here. And if you want, for example, like this guy right here, you can come and live in Vancouver for a while and then go back to Tokyo. So you can make moves. That's what this channel is about. Of course I like this. I like this. It's part of my life. This happens in my house every day. Well, maybe not this kind of gorgeous stuff, but I'm going to drop some red pill. And this girl here is in Tokyo Cheapo, is in Kanazawa, and they're getting paid by like JTB, I guess, to do this video here, which is the Japanese travel company. This is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Okay, anyway, we're going to cover some stuff in here. Beautiful. You see like the Dento no Shotengai, and I really love it. But we're going to look here at the real estate market of Kanazawa right now, and yeah, there's going to be some serious. There's good that there's some red houses right here, because the Tokyo Real Estate Man is going to be dropping some. Oh, there's a red blanket. Thank God there's a red blanket, because there's going to be some serious red pill dropping in this video here today. Okay, let's go here to the next tab, which I have this one right here. And by the way, so before I open this tab, this is a great Japanese design company. This is known as 8 Design. They have 8,000 posts. They have a little bit more than me. I'm draining. I'm down to 2,700 followers. They're at 438,000 followers. They're a Japanese design company. So I want you to imagine with me that you are a 31-year-old family. You're gonna buy, you want to buy a house, and you're looking at certain things, and certain stuff is gonna come across your internet feed, okay, as you look for, you know, because everyone's like sharing information about what we're doing. It's funny, like sometimes I look for something, I'm looking for something on Amazon, and then I'll get an advertisement for it come up. So I'm thinking there's some sort of like a sound device. I'll be talking with my wife in Japanese, and then I'll get an English thing advertising come up on my feed. So there's no question that people are this kind of stuff is coming across our feed. The things that we're looking for, the things that we're consuming for, that were important in our life, or what we're doing in our life, comes across our feed. It can't just be me. Anyway, so if you're like a young person looking to buy something, and this comes across your feed, and this is going to be this is in an older apartment, but 8 Design has designed it. And let's have a look at the if it comes up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're coming in here to the room tour. There we go. There we have a very pretty young girl with an open concept. Okay, so you know, this is what's popular. This is what popular. This is what Japanese see. Like, is there? You think it's by coincidence that there's a young girl about just under 30 here in this? See, they talked about a really important thing right there. See what this company does? They use those glass blocks to push light around. They're really good at it. Okay, so you're a young person, and across your social media feed is a great internet company, or yeah, it's an internet company basically, internet design company, and you can see this is what's popular. Oh, there you go, the same Mindai. Okay, so here you go, deal man. You see, there's people doing things stylishly in Japan. Okay, there's the bedroom right there. Let's go to another one. Now that I'm going to be dropping so much red pill here in this video, let's go to another room tour. Let's go with this handsome young man right here. Let's go have a look here. 500 likes, 590 likes. Okay, what's happening here? Again, you see, this is it going to start? Oh, I guess maybe it's not going to start. It's not a video on this one. It's a picture one here. Okay, so we'll go through the pictures. You can see they have this like open concept kitchen. What would I do? Anything different? I'd probably drop some hanging shelves here, because I like these kind of table kitchens like this that are open, but you always need a place to store things above it. So I would probably hang a couple of shelves down there. Right there, one with a beautiful piece of wood, and we'll go through the rest of the pictures. But I do instinctively like this, and this is what people like. Oh yes, yes, Knights of the Round Table where they dish out. That was the rule. That was the rule that King Arthur had. It's a great movie, by the way, Excalibur, one of my great favorite movies of the 1980s. And King Arthur made the rule: when you sit at the round table, you have to speak truth, and that's what it's a red pill. We need a red pill table. You need this table to be red. Okay, there we go. And you can see it's just a beautiful design. It's not that hard to do, okay? It's just track lighting, and it's not that like, but they do it well. This company does it well. And this is what young Japanese families, this is what they want. Okay, so, and we're going to continue this into the Kanazawa. I'm going to keep making lots of points as we get into the Kanazawa map. Oh, I like it. Look at this. But what are we coming back to? Some great stuff here. Stainless steel counter. This kind of design is a really good one. Other than on the bottom, that's going to get full of dust, right? So you might want to stick a curtain up in front of it. But I instinctively like these kind of designs. I do like that. But a cupboard door on the bottom is a good idea, because what happens when people walk around, they kick up dust. So I do like the open concept on the top. I don't really like it too much on the bottom, unless everything was stainless steel. Okay, and then you can just wash it all down. Yeah, there we go, a little makeup counter with beautiful tile right there. So yeah, there you got the Madore they're showing you with their beautiful color pattern with highlighted pen where all the light is coming in, or something like that, for example. And yeah, this is really what like, what is it called now? What is it called? Are you guys called I'm an Xer, and then there's the millennials. Yeah, this is basically, let's imagine that she's 30 years old, right? So she's a Japanese millennial. And then I don't even have to go through any of this stuff in detail, right? And they repeat a lot of stuff, you know, like here, you know, like there's a record collection on the bottom. They're just like really hipster. Although this picture, I always like this one because of the lofted room right here. I've just like this, but you can see, and they're just using plywood right there. So plywood has really come in as a legitimate form that the millennial people really like in terms of their design. You can see that, but my point is here, this is what young people like. So can you imagine that you bought a house, okay, for $150,000 or $200,000 in Kanazawa, okay, and it was not like this? Well, what does that mean? That means that no one's ever going to buy it. Okay, no one's ever going to buy it from you. First, we're going to go here to the map. Anyhow, that's sort of, these are like, when you keep looking at the what's that guy's shoe? I call them shoe, or all the sort of like all the IKEA pumpers. Okay, when you're constantly watching their feed, okay, you get this little 1% of 1% idea of what's happening in Japan. Okay, and what's happening in Japan is People want this. This is what they want. That's why there's 436,000 people following this Instagram, is because that's what the people want. Now, most people, they can't afford this. This is nothing that most people can't afford to have. Like, this is pretty expensive stuff, okay? But I'm going to come back to it. First, I want to go to the map, and I'm going to come back to it later. I'm going to come back. I'm going to cite my channel as evidence here. Okay, here we are. We are in, this is Ishikawa, and Kanazawa. And Kanazawa Station is right up here. And as you can see by that one girl who should be studying real estate, she's here touring in Kanazawa. Well, she's working. She's doing her job, and I'm breaking her down. Okay, she should be watching the Tokyo Real Estate Man videos to get ahead while she's in Japan. But she's walking around here taking useless videos, what I want to thank her for. But if you're not paying attention to this while you're in Japan, you're going to be able to stay there for about 18 months. However, if you make the right moves in Japan, you're going to be able to stay there decades. Okay, so instinctively speaking, I really don't like anything away from Tokyo at all. Like, I think that you should rent an Airbnb here in Kanazawa, enjoy the Shinkansen, okay, or enjoy, like, get a car. I'll sell you a car. Well, there's lots of cheap cars in Japan. Get a car, drive up here to Kanazawa, enjoy yourself, okay, and then drive back to Tokyo or Osaka or Kyoto, okay, and use the transportation in places like this where the economy is maybe it's inflating a little bit because of commodities, right? But for the most part, it's probably in a state of natural deflation because the population is going down. So that means that these housing resources, okay, and we can see it in the map. Let's see if we can move it back. This shouldn't have too much of a problem compiling, because it's not like Tokyo. Like when we try to compile a Tokyo map, it's really hard because there's so much bigger than this. But you can see right here around the castle, we can see a little bit. We see one sample of red pill, and we see a yellow and a green. But here, let's move back one degree more, and you'll see that for the most part, using this at-home software, it's a broken market. So at home, right from this is like this is almost like the jet. This is from the 39,000 foot view of Kanazawa, and when we're looking at from 39,000 feet, we can see deflation, depopulation, except for this one little neighborhood. You should be involved almost with nothing. We don't even know what's down there. You know, like the technical analysts in charts for stock charts and stuff like that, they actually don't believe that you should watch any news, that you should only follow the charts. So in a way, the technical analysts would say, yes, from here looking at this sort of chart that At Home provides us, this is pretty good. This is not bad because this is still one of those 40 or 50 places, like I mentioned, that's popular in Japan. And you get, like, when you get away from places like this one, it's going to be all blue. And don't forget what happens when it's all blue is when it's all blue, all the stuff that is higher quality is being pulled down into that sort of ring of blue, or that sort of that ring is just like it's like this blob of blue, right? So it tells you if you're going to get anything in Kanazawa, it has to be like kind of in this little corridor here by the castles and everything like that. And you might not want something like that because it's just going to be full of tourists. Anyhow, here you go, red pill. There's one little piece of red pill there that we are going to look at today. And I did choose a couple of samples that we're going to look at today. But before we get there, I'm going to cite my one video. Let's look at this one red. I think we're going to open it up and have a look at it anyhow. This is a 173 meter house, 6 LDK for $1.25 million. Okay. Now this, instinctively speaking right now, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. This is a very bad idea, I think. Okay. But it'll be interesting. I could be wrong. I mean, maybe someone at one point, it could be, if it is that high, it must be of like some really nice quality. Let's have a look, Tokyo Real Estate Man. You're talking too much. Let's let the. It is a 2-floor house, built in 1997. Not too old. That's pretty good. Okay, 500 meters of land. Okay, there's some move. The land is moving me over to like this might not be as bad as I thought. 173 meters of space, 2 floors. It's obviously going to be wooden. Okay, Tokyo Real Estate Man, shut up and get to the pictures. Okay. And oh my God, that land is going to be like, must be really valuable now, because this is not impressing me from the first look at this. And yeah, I mean, this is totally 1997, but at Tokyo prices. Are you crazy? Yeah, this is this is like, he's making me even more red pill. I haven't even seen this yet. Oh God, this is a disaster. Okay, and don't forget, when you're looking at these pictures, okay, just keep in mind going into the future that Japanese families with money, this is what they like. Okay, this is what they like, and they're just going to be coming here and they'll be like, this $1.2 million with all those choices we have? No thank you, Tokyo Real Estate Man. So this is a really bad idea. It's totally. Oh, there's parking. Oh, I could be wrong though. There could be a parking business with it right here. Okay, I don't know though. This is not a good idea. This is totally not a good idea. Okay, anyhow, $1.2 million. Okay, now here, I'm going to come back here. We have to come back here. And this is from my channel, Tokyo Real Estate Man channel, where we're dishing out red pill. Now, this is me, okay, with my family, while we stayed for 2 weeks at my mountain home in Niigata, Japan. Yes, I have a mountain home in Niigata, Japan. Okay, I don't even know what it's worth, but well, it's mine. I've been married to my wife for 20 years, and the house is in her family, and it's our house in Niigata. And that house is the worst house in Niigata, but there's a lot of houses that would be equivalent to that house. However, I did come to this one neighborhood here where we're walking around one afternoon. This is my son. I'm going to kick up the video here and we'll go through it. And actually, Tokomachi, for as much as I talk about these towns being dead and stuff, they're economically not dead. Okay, but no one wants the old product. So what happens? Okay, so this is the other end of it. Okay, for here on this Instagram, okay, these are all used apartments, for example, in Tokyo that are getting redone by this company, 8 Design. Okay, so this one could be, for example, in let's look. We can tell this one here is a really good example of an apartment that's just being refurbished, because you can tell here by this this steel casing. Okay, this is like a tenki, like a kintetsu. Okay, like it's a building. It's a concrete steel building. Okay, there's girders here. This is like indicated of apartment design. It's in an older building. Okay, likely from the late 70s to the mid 80s, judging by this design from my 30 years of Tokyo real estate experience, right? And they're refurbishing it, okay? But however, when you come to places like Tokomachi, which we'll go back to, okay, there's these kind of refurbishments. People don't do them, and it's good that the video is stopped right here, because what happens, they purchase prefab housing, okay? So a house like this, for example, is probably going for $300,000 or $400,000 in Japan. And come to this neighborhood, you'll see there's like one there and there's one there. And that's why I made this video. I call it, what did I call it? Younger people don't want these homes. Ikea truth. And it's the truth. It's just the truth. It just goes through the cycle. And you can see this is in what would be the most economically depressed, there's a new one right there as well, area in Japan. It's still a lot going on, but the population is going down. So what happens is it's a place that's in deflation. Okay, I just happen to have a family house there because it's given to me from my family. It's because they're from, my wife's from this town. You can see her on the left. There's a new build there. Okay, and we'll keep going through. There's a bunch of new builds here in this neighborhood. And when I was walking down, I was like, I can make a video about this. Having said that, it was starting to rain. You can see there's like older Akias here on the hill and stuff like this. These were totally empty, and no one's going to buy them. You see, so I just show you that all these people in this town, okay, they don't want them either. Okay, so you buy this stuff, you're just going to be stuck with it. You want to buy that $1.2 million house in Kanazawa? You want to go against this trend? You're dead. You're dead. You got $1.2 million. For God's sakes, okay, I will leave Vancouver. I'll get on a plane and we'll buy you something in Tokyo. Okay? And so we'll buy you something that's going to be really good. Like, don't make the mistake. Like, and what happens, like, this house too, this is probably built in the 1990s, a 1.2, like this will just be cycled out, okay? And a new one will be rebuilt. And that's another aspect of that, is like, because these are prefabricated homes, okay, done by Panasonic, okay, there's a factory element to them because the factory can produce these homes at a very good sort of economic price, and that's how they can still make a profit and a surplus, and then provide also a quality product for their people or their customers or the people of Japan. And yeah, that's why they don't want this stuff. I know, I can tell you, because like I go to both. Like my house, the one that's in Mizunoncho in Tokomachi, Niigata, okay, it was built 100 years ago, okay, that's the worst house. And then my father-in-law's house, or my wife's house that she grew up in Tokomachi, okay, was built in the 1970s, and that is twice as good. It's way better, okay. And now the stuff now that people, they just want the newer, better product. And you got to remember that my wife, she grew up in both these houses. My wife is a really neat example to look at, and she would never buy any of this stuff ever. She's like, well, $1.2 million? Are you crazy? Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. This was the other one. I guess I better come back here to the master map before I get there. We can see that there's a sea of blue. Certainly, if you did want to invest in something near in Kanazawa, okay, for whatever reasons, maybe you have a commercial gain, or you think you can, actually there could be someone who's a talented builder that could go against this trend. Here's a new listing. Let's crack this one open because it's for 1,380 man, which is 138,000 or 100, I don't know, 140,000 Canadian dollars. The yen today to the Canadian dollars at 105. So yeah, we have a house built here in not too bad, 1993. 113 meters, 330 meters of land. It just shows you that place for $1.2 million. You got to be mental to buy that place. This is like 1/10 the price, and the lot is almost as big. That is a terrible deal. Okay, this is it right here. This is basically the same house for like 1/10. You can tell you, oh my God, that property. There could be something here that I'm missing that I don't know about the value of that land. Okay, but this is a way better deal. This is actually not too bad. Tokyo Real Estate Man, are you backtracking? Okay, this is not bad. So it's 138,000. I think you could actually, if you could improve this house if you could put a little bit of this bling here, if you could put a little bit of this bling here, just copy 8 design. Okay, if you just copy what these, don't follow this trend, because what happens, the 436,000 people that follow this this Instagram, that's what they want. So if you can bring this bling over here to this $138,000 place in, because it's 1993, that's pretty good. So you know the window technology is going to be a little bit better at least. But if you can bring that bling over here, then you're making, that's a decent decision. Okay, then I would say it kind of works, and you have location near the castle. You probably be able to rent it out. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't really upset me, but like what's going to happen though is like my wife. So you know, my wife, she doesn't really even speak English. My wife speaks Japanese. Okay, so she's not been sort of corrupted by like this Western like ideas, like some like various sectors of the Japanese girl population that are more influenced by Western ideas. Okay, a Japanese woman, okay, would walk into something like this, who's like who's 30 years old right now, and she'd think it'd be like, oh my God, I want to go there. So That's just an element. This is so much red pill I'm dishing out today. Oh my God. People are unsubscribing to this video. Okay, so we have the Senmyon dye. Don't forget that beautiful Senmyon dye there, and that one we looked at is totally different. So, but you can do that. If you could like put this sort of table in here and put some sort of function on the table with the washing machine that would you drop into there, you can do that, but you just gotta know that you have to be able to do that. You have to bring the bling. You have to bring the bling. This Tokyo real estate man, Muki, bring the bling. Okay, this room doesn't really upset me because it's just like a tatami room. That room I do like. Okay. Yeah, that's just an extra, that's a bedroom, but you see the windows here in the 1990s so much better than the 1980s and the 1970s, and the machinery of the windows is smoother too. So is that a word, machinery? No, but the functionality of the windows is just better, like in the product in the 1990s. So yeah, this is not a bad sample. You can see the windows here are decent view of the town. Yeah, actually I'm backtracking on this one, and there's a garage. Tokyo real estate man, Muchun no Hido. This is not too bad. Okay, yeah, this is not too bad, but just keep in mind, if you buy this, you could be stuck with it for a long time. Okay, just remember that there's a lot of blue on that map. Okay, there's a lot of blue on that map. Okay, let's go back here to the master map here, and then I cracked another one up for there was one for $4.98. Oh my God, that's gonna be really. I wonder how long this video is gonna be. I wasn't gonna go that far down. Let's see this one right here. This is one for set. Look at this. Is really okay. This is in the best neighborhood in Kanazawa. Okay, this is in the best neighborhood, Kanazawa, and basically this stuff is going for free. It's going for free or next to free. What's this one here gonna go for? $6.50. So basically these three are competing for each other, like 1, 2, 3, and no one wants to buy any of them. Okay, what's this one? Was that the one for 138? That was one for 138. Yeah, I think this one might move. This one's got a little bit of like and then what was this one for 199? This is for 350. Oh my God. And then what's this here? It's another one for 630. 80. Let's which one do we want to open? Let's open up this one right here. Let's just open up this one. Have a look. 650, 109 meters. Oh my God, I don't know this is a really bad idea. Okay, this one obviously has no parking. This one is built in 1960. 109 meters of internal space. 62. Now, don't get conned by the IKEA pumper and this traditional Japan. Okay, of course we, the people who lived in Japan, we love traditional Japan. That girl's video from Kanazawa, okay, like we love it. We love that traditional Japan. Okay, that's when we go to the cafe, we like it. Okay, when we come home, okay, we want to come to this. Okay, we want this in the house. But when we go for lunch, okay, when we go for lunch for a few hours, we don't mind to go to that. Okay, that's a good way of understanding it. Okay, so don't, like, if you buy this, you're just gonna be stuck with it. No one will want it. Okay, unless you got Muki ability and you can turn it around. That's always a possibility. If you're gonna go counter trend, make sure you got the skills. Let's go to the pictures here. Have a look. Oh yeah, this is, yeah, you better have a lot of skill here, man. Oh my God, because if this place doesn't have any parking too, like no one's gonna want it either. Oh my God, yeah, this is a disaster. Yeah. Oh, there's a garage. There's a garage. There's a garage. Okay. Yeah, that's the real estate agent's car. He's coming over here to take a picture in this Honda right here. No, but I could be wrong because there's two bikes here. I don't know. There's only 6 pictures here, but it's only, okay, that's true too. Okay, it's only $65,000 Canadian. Is it that much? Yeah, okay, that's a good point too. But man, Ishikawa is cold, man. That is right by the Japan Sea, like all that cold air coming over from Korea. I don't know about this, man. Like, but I still get the counterpoint. I get it. I'm flexible. Okay, now I did open, I don't know where this one is. I did open this other one up here for $199 because it was a little bit, like, I was trying to find something that was like at least got a little bit of halfway bling in it right here. So this is a 3S LDK, okay? And then we come here and like, okay, this one has been refurbished, built. It's the same time frame as that other house. So basically, that one for 138. If you could bring some of this, like that's in here, and this is what this construction company has done. Okay, they're using the materials in Japan, not in such a stylish way as this company is doing it really well. Okay, this company is doing it really well. And then where was this one right here? This company here is doing it like or what's medium or mediocre. They're not doing it in a poor way at all, but you can see though the 1988 the balcony windows that have already improved. Kitchen's nice. So yeah, this is the level. The Sendai is nice. You see that the stylish places like A Design, they're putting a table in there. If you could bring that sort of bling, if you can bring the bling, you can go counter trend. But you see the old door here. You see that old door? That hasn't been replaced. Okay, so that's why this company is doing it kind of medium, right? But they're not really asking too much either. I don't know. Let's look where this was the main listing I wanted to cover. Now, on the Instagram feed, the young woman, okay, is influenced by this being the new standard in Japanese toilets or bath, and this is what she's gonna want, okay? And the toilet there with the one wall. See, this is like the idea of this is like the bottom, okay? So anything below this, like this one with the last one we looked at, okay, no one's ever gonna want it. Okay, so if like it's already like dropping, okay, this is already dropping. Once we get up to the second half of the pictures right here, there's an attic up here. Like the quality, they decided, oh, it was the cost overruns. Okay, we're not going to do the second floor, so they didn't they didn't bling out the second floor. Let's just bling out the living room, and then you can see that's kind of what they did. They did the main floor, right? They did the main floor, and then they got the main floor is done. They got to do the second floor. They're like, oh, cost overruns. Okay, sorry, the second floor is not done. But maybe this will move. Let's have a look. Information here that we could look at. I think I chose this now. I looked at this yesterday, and I'd sort of forgotten some of the details. See, this was done in April. So what is it? April, May. Or May, you could only say it was done in April, so May and then June, and this still hasn't moved in 2 months, whereas if this is in Yokohama or Tokyo, this would have moved. So it's already an example. Like where they've done the renovation up to date right here, it still hasn't moved in 2 months. In Tokyo or Yokohama right now, this would be gone. So why would you put yourself under pressure in this market? Someone from Kanazawa has done this, right? Some construction guy in Kanazawa. Some guy like me, he bought this house for really cheap, and then he got his crew to come in there, and he paid his crew $20,000 to do all the work, and another $20,000 in materials right there. So he's in this for $100,000. He's going to make $100,000 on it. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. He's got a real estate partner as well. So then you can see what's happening here in the background. Okay, but he made a good purchase by getting the house in the house between like 1988 and 1998. That's really good because the depreciation's been taken out of it, but the systems are better. Don't forget my 100-year-old house in Niigata. Shit, my 1975 house or my father-in-law's 1975 house in Niigata is not bad. Okay, and then here this done here in 1988 or 1993. Maybe that one from 1993 is good, but this buyer here, I'm guessing he got this place for about 60. Yeah, he's inside the market. So yeah, but of course, like he's inside the market, he's gonna have an edge. I got a mail from a guy the other day in Ottawa saying, I want to get into the Japanese car business in Ottawa. Like, well, I said, I don't know what I'm supposed to tell you. I've lived in Tokyo for 30 years. This is kind of what I do. Like, you have to make an investment. Like, you have to make an investment in Japan before you can get some advantages some ways. The guy was just like, give me cars to Ottawa. I was like, man, you got to go make your own investments. Anyhow, sorry, that's what that guy obviously did with that house right there, because he's inside the business. 1988, Shoryuken ownership, And currently, obviously, it's a IKEA, which is not an IKEA. This is a vacant house, and I think it's going to move. I think it's going to move because he did. At least he bought it in like a decent band of land. Now I've been looking at stuff here in Kanazawa since I was on the old channel, because when I was on the other old channel, it was a little bit better YouTube than it is here, that I'm working here on my own, because he was just Dan was better at social media than me. But so we had done some work in Kanazawa, but like instinctively speaking, I think this is really kind of like a bad idea. Okay, I think this was the house right here, and it had like yeah, I didn't see any parking with this house, or it could actually be in here behind it, or maybe no, this might be the house right here. Yeah, I think this is it, which is a 1988 house, and it has some parking. So yeah, that's not too bad. I don't know. That's probably why I chose it, because at least if you wanted this house, it's got like a good location in the city there near the Red Pill, and then not a decent price, and it's halfway sort of blinged out. This Genkon is pretty nice. They did a nice job with that. This is the way, though, you can see, like the car is parked here right now, but this is used for Japanese drying of laundry, right? So maybe the people who lived here previously, they were just drying their clothes down here in this sort of section. These are where you put the drying racks for Japanese clothing. It's interesting. Anyhow, that gives you a little look. However, you could strike back with me and say that if you did buy that house for that one for $60,000, did have the real estate agent's card in. I think it was a real estate agent's car. There is like a surplus of parking here in these sort of neighborhoods like this, so you would be able to, if you did buy something that didn't have parking, you'd be able to get a monthly contract. But however, like what happens when the Japanese family comes home from their trip, is that the house? I don't know which one it's showing is the house. Okay, you could just park, unload your groceries, and just be home. And that's why these kind of places that have parking in that are deemed more valuable, because they don't want to walk the groceries home, for example, from the parking spot. Anyhow, that's just a look at this one right here. Come back here. I could come back here to the actual map. I gotta push this back here, and then I wanted to minus it out and have a look at where the supermarkets are. When I do the convenience store, given that this is a small town, though, there might be some actually. There's a convenience store that's fairly close. I have to minus out a little bit in order to get a grocery store. And let's see if I push that right there, and I push the route. What do we got there? We got basically 1.1 kilometers, or 16-minute walk, which isn't too bad. We could expand the map right there. We know that this is sort of Kanazawa as the castle town. It's sort of in play, but again, I'm going to come back to my thesis. Why are you buying in the areas that are depopulating? You don't need to put yourself under that kind of economic strain, because you can easily buy a place in Hachioji, for example, which is in Tokyo, or even that one place in that sort of near Chiba and East or Stamachi corridor, okay, for $200,000, okay? And you're not going to have to put yourself under the strain of not being able to move anything that you buy. So that's really the theme here of the channel, okay, which is just admitting. We're at the round table here, another movie, Excalibur. We're at the round table. When we're at the round table, we have to speak the truth. That was a great movie. That's a great movie, man. Oh, it's a great movie. It killed me when Lancelot was sleeping with Guinevere. That killed me. Oh, man. I really liked Arthur. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. That's about it. I don't know other thing to talk about. This sort of pattern that you saw here in my video here on the channel, reporting from the streets of, for the most part in Japan, when you go to countryside Japan, this is the truth. And like, you could take this sort of neighborhood here in Tokomachi, Niigata, which I know really well. I know this town really, really well. And you could just take it, and if This is the conditions all across Japan, and that the people from these towns, okay, they don't want these older houses. They want the newer ones. And we saw like this one here. This is nothing like someone living in it right now. It's not an IKEA, okay, but it's never going to be able to sell it. Okay, never going to be able to sell it. Okay, this is kind of getting stuff into that area of like the 1995 stuff. If you can refurbish it, it's sort of worth doing right now. That's the sort of one case. That's a decent case example, right? But the stuff that's older than that, forget about it. Forget about it, and you don't want to touch it. Anyhow, there's a lot of some deep red pill here. Look at it. Oh, look at that. Look at across the street right there. What do we have right there? We have a new house. The people who bought the new house, okay, they could buy this old one, okay, but what they don't want it. So they're just speaking to truth. They're speaking to trend. And then we got a new movie now. We got Excalibur. So you got the Wizard of Oz. We got the Matrix. And we have Excalibur. And when you're at the round table, you can see my head right there is round like the table. When you're at the round table, you must speak truth. Anyhow, yeah, it's really fun to make these videos. And the comment section here in the video lately have been just absolutely wonderful. Yeah, you can see Tokyo Real Estate Man Red Pill Truth right there versus Wizard of Oz, Wizard of Oz, Smoke and Mirrors, Cheapo Tokyo, Cheapo Japan, taking you the cute little pictures. Forgot, of course this is beautiful, okay, but take the Shinkansen there, stay in an Airbnb, and then come back to your Yokohama or Tokyo apartment, and then you don't have to put yourself into any of these sort of economic conditions and away from Tokyo or Osaka. And I'm going to make a video on Fukuoka and also Okinawa going forward, but it is very beautiful, very beautiful. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. She needs to watch Tokyo Real Estate Man channel, and she needs to watch Tokyo Real Estate Man channel. She needs some red pill. Okay, you want a house in Japan, even one in Kanazawa, we can get it for you. But this is my Instagram. The Instagram is Tokyo Real Estate Man website right there. You're welcome to DM me there. Failing that, you can always come here to the old school web page, which I designed just for people to contact me. Tokyo, hope it starts up. Tokyo Real Estate Man website. Hit this thing, contact now. Come down here. You can fill the information in, okay? Or you can just simply come here to my old school email and give it to me straight in an email. I'm going to say, Tokyo Real Estate Man, I'm sick of your red pill. I'm like, yeah, well, don't sit at the round table. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. I went way over today. Coming to you from the streets of Kanazawa. いつもこのチャンネルを見てる皆様ありがとうございます。この間の銀座のムキムキの動画どうだった？面白かったね。忘れないでください。毎日ムキムキだったら健康第一の蔵で作りますよ。いつもこのチャンネル見てる皆様ありがとうございます。今日の動画もう終わりです。